Welcome to Read and Learn English. Today, I want to start with a simple question. Do you love being comfortable? Maybe you enjoy relaxing, scrolling on your phone, or staying in bed a little longer. It feels good, doesn't it? Comfort feels safe. It feels easy. But here's the truth. The same comfort that feels so nice today can slowly destroy your future. This video is not just about motivation. It's also about learning English through real stories, real emotions, and real lessons about life. As you listen, you'll not only improve your English, but also learn something powerful about yourself, something that can change the way you live, think, and grow. Let's think about this. Every time we choose comfort, we avoid something that could make us stronger. We avoid the hard work, the early mornings, the exercise, the study time, or that one big step toward our dreams. Comfort whispers to us, "You can do it later." But later often never comes. Imagine a young person who wants to learn English. At first, they are excited. They buy books, watch videos, and tell themselves they will practice every day. But soon, comfort starts to talk. "You are tired today," it says. "Watch a show instead." One day becomes two, and two become a week. Slowly, that dream starts to fade. Not because they were not smart, but because they chose comfort again and again. Comfort is like soft sand under your feet. It feels nice at first, but if you stand still too long, you start to sink. You lose time, energy, and opportunities. The pain of comfort is silent. You don't see it right away. But years later, you look back and realize you've gone nowhere. Now let's look at the other side. Growth is uncomfortable. Learning is uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. But it's that very discomfort that makes you alive. When you try something new, when you push yourself, when you make mistakes, that's when you grow. Think of when you first learned to speak English. It felt strange, maybe even scary, to say new words. But over time, the more you practiced, the better you became. That's the power of discomfort. It transforms you. There's a saying, "A comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there." And that's what this video is about. We're going to explore how comfort gives short happiness, but long sadness, while discomfort gives short pain, but long success. You'll see how people who step out of their comfort zones become stronger, wiser, and more confident, not only in life, but also in their English learning journey. As you listen, think about your own life. What areas feel too comfortable? Maybe you always choose rest over reading. Maybe you say, "I'll start tomorrow." Maybe you avoid difficult things because they scare you. It's okay. We all do that. But today, we're going to understand why that choice can destroy your future and how you can change it. So, if you've ever felt stuck, lazy, or unsure about your dreams, this video is for you. Step by step, we'll learn how to escape the trap of comfort, how to build strength from small challenges, and how to become the best version of yourself. By the end of this journey, you will not only know how to break free from comfort, you will also feel proud that you are improving your English and your life at the same time. Let's begin this journey together because your future deserves more than comfort. It deserves growth, courage, and action. And it starts right now. The trap of comfort. Comfort is one of the most dangerous traps in life. It looks soft and harmless, but once you fall into it, it's very hard to get out. It feels warm, easy, and safe, like a soft bed on a cold morning. But deep inside, comfort slowly takes away your strength, your ambition, and your dreams. Think about this. How many times have you said, "I'll start tomorrow"? Maybe you plan to wake up early to study English, to go for a walk, or to read a book. But when morning came, your bed felt too soft. Your room felt too warm, and your body whispered, "Just 5 more minutes." Then 5 minutes became 30, and soon your plan disappeared. Comfort won again. Comfort is tricky. It doesn't look dangerous like failure or pain. It smiles at you and says, "Relax. You deserve it." And yes, sometimes you do deserve rest. But when rest becomes your daily routine, it turns into a prison that feels comfortable but slowly locks you inside. Let's look at an example. Imagine a young man who dreams of improving his English so he can get a better job. Every night, he promises himself he will study, but when the time comes, he scrolls on his phone instead. Videos, memes, games, they make him laugh for a few minutes, but after an hour, he feels empty. The joy disappears and guilt takes its place. He knows he wasted time, but the next day, he does it again. That's how comfort traps us, not with pain, but with pleasure. This is the difference between short-term comfort and long-term regret. Short-term comfort gives you quick happiness, sleeping late, eating junk food, skipping challenges. But long-term regret comes when you realize how much time you lost. You look back and think, "I could have been better. I could have done more." That thought hurts far more than the effort you avoided. Now imagine another person. She wakes up early even when she feels tired. She studies for just 20 minutes every day. At first, it's hard. She feels uncomfortable and sleepy. But slowly, she starts to see results. She understands more English words, she speaks more confidently, and she feels proud of herself. The discomfort she felt at the start becomes strength. She chose growth over comfort, and that made all the difference. The truth is simple. Comfort feels safe, but it stops you from moving. It stops you from learning. It stops you from becoming who you are meant to be. The more you choose comfort, the smaller your world becomes. You stop exploring, stop improving, and stop believing that change is possible. Comfort is like a sweet poison. It tastes good at first, but it kills your dreams slowly. You might not notice it today or tomorrow, but one day you'll wake up and realize that time has passed, and you are still in the same place. That's the power of comfort. It steals your life silently. Let me tell you a short story. There was once a young man who loved drawing. He dreamed of becoming an artist, but he was afraid of failing. His friends told him to keep drawing, to share his work online, but he always said, "I'm not ready yet. I'll start later." Instead, He spent his days watching videos, playing games, and relaxing. Years passed, and one day he saw another artist, younger than him, who became very successful. That artist started small, made mistakes, and improved over time. The young man felt a deep pain in his heart. It wasn't jealousy. It was regret. He realized he could have been great too, but comfort kept him small. That's what comfort does. It gives you small happiness now, but it steals big happiness later. It's easy to sleep late, to skip work, to delay your goals, but it's painful to look back and see what you could have become. Comfort is like standing on a road that goes nowhere. You stay safe, but you never move forward. If you always choose the easy path, you never grow. Growth comes from the hard path, the one that challenges you, scares you, and makes you uncomfortable. But that's where life truly begins. So, next time you feel too comfortable, remember this. Every moment of comfort has a cost. The cost is your future, your growth, and your potential. Ask yourself, is it worth it? Because in the end, comfort is not your friend. It's the voice that tells you to stop when you should keep going. It's the hand that holds you back when you try to rise. It's the dream killer that hides behind pleasure. And if comfort keeps you stuck, then what really makes you grow? Growth lies in discomfort. Growth never happens in comfort. It happens in discomfort. In those moments when you feel tired, afraid, or unsure, but you keep going anyway. Discomfort is not a sign that you're weak. It's proof that you're growing. Think of a seed before it becomes a beautiful plant. It must break open. That breaking is not easy. It's painful. But without that pain, the seed will stay buried forever. The same happens with you. To grow, you must break your limits. You must push yourself beyond what feels easy and safe. When everything feels comfortable, you stay the same. But when life feels hard, when you try something new, when you make mistakes, when you fail, that's when you grow stronger. Discomfort is not a punishment. It's a message from life saying you are becoming better. Let's use another simple example. Your muscles. When you exercise, your muscles feel sore. That pain means they are growing. If you stop because it hurts, you'll never become stronger. But if you keep going, you'll see results. The same rule applies to your mind, your goals, and your dreams. Growth always asks for effort. Now think about two kinds of people. One lives an easy life, and the other lives a strong life. The person who lives the easy life avoids challenges. They only do what feels safe. They say, "I'll try later," or "I can't do it." They never take risks, so their world stays small. They are comfortable, yes, but deep inside, they feel empty. The person who lives the strong life chooses discomfort. They wake up early even when they want to sleep. They try new things even when they're scared. They make mistakes, but they learn. Every day they grow a little more confident, a little stronger, a little wiser. Their life is not easy, but it is meaningful. The difference between the two lives is simple. One runs from discomfort, and the other learns from it. Let me tell you a story about a student learning English. When he started, he was shy. He didn't want to speak because he was afraid of making mistakes. In class, his heart beat fast when the teacher asked him a question. Sometimes he said the wrong word and people laughed. He felt embarrassed. He wanted to stop, but something inside him whispered, "Keep going." So he kept trying. Every day he practiced a little, watching videos, reading short stories, repeating new words out loud. It wasn't easy. He felt uncomfortable every time he spoke, but slowly he noticed small progress. One day, he understood a full conversation without subtitles. Another day, he spoke to a foreigner, and they understood him. His face lit up with joy. He realized something powerful. Discomfort was his teacher. It didn't stop him. It shaped him. Without those hard moments, he would never have grown. That's how life works. When you stay in your comfort zone, you stay the same. But when you step out, you discover new parts of yourself. You find courage, strength, and skills you never knew you had. It's like climbing a mountain. At the bottom, the air is easy to breathe. The road is flat, and you feel fine. But the view is boring. When you start climbing, it gets harder. Your legs hurt, you breathe heavily, and you want to stop. But if you keep going, step by step, one day you reach the top. Then you look down and realize the struggle was worth it. The pain gave you the view. Discomfort is the same. It's the climb that makes you see life from a higher place. Every difficult thing you face, every failure, every challenge, every fear helps you rise. Many people think happiness comes from avoiding pain, but real happiness comes from knowing you faced the pain and didn't give up. It's the joy of saying, "I did it." So next time you feel nervous about trying something new, remember the seed, the muscle, the climb. Growth only happens when something breaks, stretches, or climbs. That's the natural law of life. Discomfort is not your enemy. It's your teacher. It teaches you patience, strength, and courage. It teaches you to trust yourself. It helps you become the person you want to be. So, don't run away from discomfort. Welcome it. Every time you feel it, smile and say, "This is how I grow." Because in truth, comfort keeps you weak, but discomfort makes you strong. And when you choose strength over ease, your future starts to change. Why most people stay comfortable? Have you ever asked yourself why people choose comfort even when they know it stops their growth? The answer is simple. Comfort feels safe. It feels easy. It feels warm, like a soft blanket on a cold morning. But behind that warm feeling hides something dangerous: fear, laziness, and doubt. Most people don't stay comfortable because they are bad or weak. They stay comfortable because they are scared. They are afraid of failing, afraid of what others will say, afraid of trying something new. Fear tells them, "What if you make a mistake? What if you fail?" So they choose to do nothing. They choose to stay where they are. Imagine this. You have a big dream. You want to learn English, start a business, or change your life. At first, you feel excited, But then fear whispers in your ear, "It's too hard. You don't have time. You might embarrass yourself." Slowly, your motivation fades away. You tell yourself, "Maybe later." But later never comes. That is how comfort wins. Laziness also plays a big part. Comfort makes your body and mind lazy. It tells you that rest is more fun than effort. You say, "Just 5 more minutes," and suddenly, an hour is gone. Laziness hides behind small excuses. "I'm tired." "I'll do it tomorrow," or "It doesn't matter." But each excuse builds a wall between you and your dreams. Then there is doubt. Doubt makes you question your own ability. You think, "Maybe I'm not smart enough," or "People like me don't succeed." These thoughts are lies. But when you believe them, you stop trying. Comfort grows stronger every time you choose doubt instead of courage. Let me tell you a simple story about two friends. Both had the same dream, to speak English fluently and find better jobs. The first friend loved comfort. After work, he came home tired, turned on the TV, and said, "I'll study tomorrow." But tomorrow turned into next week, next month, and finally next year. Every evening he told himself the same story: "I'll start soon." But he never did. Time passed, and his dream stayed just a dream. The second friend was different. He also felt tired after work. He also wanted to rest. But he told himself, "If I want a better life, I must do something today." So instead of watching TV, he opened his English book. He practiced speaking out loud even when he felt shy. Some days were hard, some days he didn't want to do it, but he pushed himself, even for just 10 minutes. Months later, he started to see progress. He could understand English songs, read English signs, and talk to new people. His confidence grew. The comfort that once held him back slowly disappeared, replaced by pride and strength. Now imagine the first friend watching his friend succeed. Deep inside, he feels regret. He says, "I wish I started when he did." That's how comfort works. It gives you pleasure today, but pain tomorrow. The difference between the two friends is not luck. It's not talent. It's choice. One chose comfort, and the other chose growth. Here's the truth. Comfort is easy, but it costs you your future. You don't lose everything in one big moment. You lose it slowly, day by day, through small decisions to stay comfortable. It starts with small habits. You wake up late once, you skip studying once, you say, "Just for today." But just today becomes every day. Comfort grows like a silent fog covering your goals until you can't see them anymore. But here's something important. You can always choose differently. The moment you decide to take one small step, the fog begins to lift. You see clearly again. So why do most people stay comfortable? Because comfort lies to them. It says, "You deserve to rest." It says, "You'll start later." It says, "You're doing okay." But those are not words of love. They are traps. True self-love means doing what will help you grow, not what will keep you stuck. If you want to change your life, you must face your fears, fight your laziness, and silence your doubts. You must replace excuses with action. Every time you choose action over comfort, you win a small battle inside yourself. So next time you feel that pull to stay in bed, to skip your practice, to waste your time, remember the story of the two friends. Ask yourself, which friend do I want to be? Because in the end, comfort gives you nothing lasting. It only takes away your time, your confidence, and your dreams. But when you choose discomfort, when you choose effort, you gain everything that truly matters. Now that we understand why people stay in comfort, let's see what happens if you break free. The pain of staying the same. Have you ever felt like every day looks the same? You wake up, go to work or school, come home, eat, scroll your phone, and go to bed. Then you wake up again, and it all repeats. At first, it feels fine. It feels easy. There's no pressure, no challenge, no risk. But deep inside, something doesn't feel right. That quiet, empty feeling. That's the pain of staying the same. People often think pain only comes from hard work or failure. But there is another kind of pain, a softer, quieter one, the pain of never changing. It doesn't hurt your body, but it slowly hurts your heart. You may not feel it today, but one day, when you look back, you'll realize how much it cost you. Let's imagine someone who once had big dreams. Maybe they wanted to travel, learn a new language, start a small business, or become an artist. But life got busy. They told themselves, I'll start later when I have more time. Later became months, and months became years. One day, this person looks around and sees others growing, improving, achieving, and suddenly, they feel something heavy, regret. They whisper to themselves, I wish I tried. I wish I didn't wait so long. That is the pain of staying the same. Staying the same feels safe today, but it creates regret tomorrow. Comfort gives you short happiness, but regret gives you long sadness. You don't see it at first. It grows slowly, like a shadow that follows you everywhere. Think about a tree. A tree that doesn't grow doesn't stay the same forever. It slowly dies. The same is true for us. If we don't grow, if we stop challenging ourselves, our spirit becomes weak. We stop feeling alive. Let me tell you a short story. There was once a man who loved to paint. When he was young, he dreamed of becoming an artist. But when he grew older, he got busy with work. Every evening he said, I'm too tired today. I'll paint tomorrow. But tomorrow never came. Years passed. One day, he visited an art show. He looked at the paintings and felt something deep inside, not jealousy, but sadness. He thought, I could have done that. I could have been there. He realized he wasn't sad because others succeeded. He was sad because he didn't even try. That night, he couldn't sleep. He looked at his old paintbrushes, covered in dust. They reminded him of every dream he forgot, every chance he didn't take. And that night, he cried. Not because life was unfair, but because he had stayed the same for too long. This story is not about painting, it's about you. Maybe your dream is different. To learn English, to start a new job, to move to a new place, to live with purpose. But the truth is the same. If you don't move forward, life moves past you. The pain of staying the same is not sudden. It doesn't shout. It whispers quietly. You could have been more. You could have done more. And that whisper never stops until you do something about it. You see, comfort feels good now, but it steals your future. It hides your potential and makes you forget your power. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you build a small wall around your life. And one day, you look up and realize you are trapped, not by others, but by your own choices. Think about this. Every day you stay the same, you lose one day you could have used to grow. Every day you avoid your goals, you move one step farther from your dreams. It's like standing still on a moving train. Even if you don't move, life keeps going. But here's something important. It's never too late. The past is gone, but the present is still yours. You can start again today. Change doesn't need to be big. It can start with one small step, reading one page, learning one new word, practicing one new habit. The man who forgot his dream to paint finally picked up his brush again. He didn't care about being perfect. He just started. And little by little, he felt alive again. His art didn't change the world, but it changed him. That's the magic of growth. It heals the pain that comfort created. When you move forward, even a little, you begin to feel hope again. The weight of regret starts to lift. You start to believe that you can become someone new. So, ask yourself, are you living the same day again and again? Are you waiting for the right time that never comes? Or will you choose to change? And today, remember this. Staying the same may feel easy, but it's slowly stealing your joy, your passion, and your dreams. Life is meant for movement. You are meant to grow. It's never too late to change, but it starts with one choice. And that choice is yours to make right now. Choosing challenge over comfort. Every great change starts with one simple choice, the choice to face challenge instead of hiding in comfort. It's not an easy choice, but it's the one that decides your future. Most people wait for the right time to start something new, but the truth is, there is no perfect time. The only right time is now. You don't need to make big moves overnight. You just need to start small, one brave step at a time. You can wake up a little earlier, read one page of a book, or learn one new English word each day. These small actions may look simple, but they are powerful. Every time you choose effort over comfort, you train your mind to grow stronger. Let's imagine two people. Both want to improve their lives. The first one says, "I'll start when I feel ready." They sleep late, scroll through their phone, and promise themselves they'll try tomorrow. The second person feels the same fear, the same laziness, but they take a small step anyway. They wake up 15 minutes earlier. They open a book. They write one new sentence in English. Weeks later, the difference becomes clear. The first person is still waiting for motivation. The second person has already grown. They're not perfect, but they're moving forward. That's the power of choosing challenge. Not once, but every single day. Comfort gives you a break. Challenge gives you a future. The more you choose challenge, the more your courage grows. It's like building a muscle. You can't get stronger by resting all the time. You get stronger by lifting small weights again and again. Think about learning English. Many people say, "I want to speak better, but it's hard." Yes, it's hard, but that's exactly why it's worth it. If you speak one new sentence every day, your brain learns. If you listen to one English video daily, your ear improves. If you make one mistake and learn from it, you grow. Small effort brings big change. There is a famous saying, "Do what is easy and your life will be hard. Do what is hard and your life will be easy." When you choose comfort today, you suffer later. But when you choose challenge today, you enjoy later. That's the secret most people forget. Imagine two students. Both want success. One watches TV every night and says, "I'll study later." The other feels tired too, but opens their book anyway. Months later, one is still dreaming and the other is achieving. The difference isn't luck, it's choices. You don't need to fight huge battles. You just need to win small ones daily. When you feel lazy, push yourself a little. When you feel afraid, try anyway. When you fail, don't stop. Learn and move again. Each time you face a small discomfort, you build a stronger version of yourself. Let's be honest, it's easy to stay in comfort. It's warm, familiar, and safe. But safe places rarely help you grow. Growth happens in motion, not in silence. If you want to see who you can truly become, you must step into challenge. Start by changing one small habit. Wake up earlier, drink water instead of soda, spend 10 minutes reading instead of scrolling, write one page of your thoughts in English. These little choices are small, but they change everything over time. One day you'll look back and realize something beautiful, that every small challenge you faced was building your future. Every small yes to discomfort was shaping the person you are meant to be. When you wake up early and want to sleep more, remember, comfort is calling you back to the old life. But when you choose to get up and keep going, challenge is guiding you toward your new life. Think of challenge as your friend, not your enemy. It's there to teach you, not hurt you. It shows you what you can do when you stop listening to fear. Every step you take, even the smallest one, makes your future brighter. Choosing challenge doesn't mean living a painful life. It means living a meaningful one. It means waking up with purpose, sleeping with pride, and knowing you gave your best each day. So the next time you feel the pull of comfort, pause and ask yourself, what do I want more? The easy moment now or the strong life later? The answer to that question will decide everything. Remember, small steps lead to big victories. You don't need to rush, you just need to start. Every word you learn, every minute you push yourself, every day you choose effort, you are building a new version of you. And that version will thank you one day. Now that you know how to choose challenge over comfort, let's go even deeper. Let's see how discomfort doesn't just test you, but actually builds your future. How discomfort builds your future. Every strong person you admire has one thing in common. They learned how to grow through discomfort. Life is not about avoiding hard things. It's about using them to become better. Discomfort is not your enemy. It's the silent builder of your future. When you study, work hard, or stay disciplined, it may feel difficult in the moment, but every small act of discomfort plants a seed for long-term success. Comfort feels good right now, but it doesn't take you anywhere new. When you choose comfort, you feel relaxed today, but stuck tomorrow. On the other hand, when you choose discomfort, you might feel tired now, but proud later. Comfort gives short happiness. Discomfort gives a better future. That's the truth that separates those who dream from those who achieve. Think about a person who wants to learn English. At first, it feels strange and hard. The grammar doesn't make sense. Pronunciation is confusing, and speaking feels embarrassing. Many people give up because it's uncomfortable. They say, "I'm not good at languages," and stop trying. But some people make a different choice. They accept the discomfort. They keep going, even when it's difficult. Let's imagine one such person, someone just like you. Every morning they spend 20 minutes studying English. Sometimes they are sleepy. Sometimes they don't feel like studying. They make mistakes, forget words, and feel frustrated. But they never stop. Day by day, their mind starts to change. The things that once felt impossible slowly become easier. Their listening improves. Their confidence grows. Months later, they can finally speak in English with courage. They still make small mistakes, but they're not afraid anymore. The fear that once controlled them is gone. They can talk with new people, understand videos, travel freely, and even get a better job. What made this possible? Not comfort. It was the daily discomfort, the moments of struggle that built their new life. This story shows a simple truth. Discomfort is not a punishment. It's a path. Every time you do something difficult, like studying when you're tired or practicing when you're scared, you are building a stronger version of yourself. The pain you feel today becomes the strength you'll use tomorrow. It's like a seed growing underground. When you plant it, nothing seems to happen at first. You water it, care for it, and wait. The seed faces pressure, darkness, and struggle, but soon it breaks through the soil and reaches the light. Your growth works the same way. The moments of discomfort are your growing phase. You may not see progress instantly, but inside, you're transforming. Discomfort teaches you patience. It shows you what's truly important. It reminds you that good things take time. Comfort, on the other hand, whispers lies. It tells you to rest now and work later, but later never comes. Discomfort might scare you at first, but soon it becomes your teacher, your coach, and your best guide. When you push through hard moments, something magical happens. You start to respect yourself. You realize you are capable of more than you thought. The same English words that felt impossible start to flow naturally. The same long study hours start to feel rewarding. This is how discomfort shapes your future, not by making life easier, but by making you stronger. Think of your future self 1 year from now. What kind of person do you want to be? Confident, skilled, and free, or still afraid, waiting for motivation? The answer depends on what you do today. Every time you choose to study, practice, or face a challenge, you're sending a message to your future. I'm building you. Many people say, I wish I could speak English like that person. But they forget. That person once struggled too. No one becomes fluent or successful overnight. Everyone faces failure, boredom, and frustration. The only difference is that some people use those moments to grow. They see discomfort as a tool, not a trap. So, the next time you feel like quitting, remember this. It's supposed to be hard. That's how you know you're growing. The pain of learning, the struggle of staying consistent, the effort of improving, all of these are signs that you're moving forward. Discomfort is proof that you're on the right path. When you choose to study instead of scroll, to practice instead of complain, to speak even when you're nervous, you're shaping a brighter future. You may not notice it today, but each small step builds something powerful inside you. Don't fear discomfort. Use it. Let it shape you, challenge you, and guide you toward the person you want to become. The more you embrace it, the more your life will open up. Because every time you face discomfort with courage, life rewards you with new strength, new confidence, and new opportunities. So, remember this truth. Comfort gives you short happiness, but discomfort gives you long success. Choose the one that builds your future, not just the one that feels good now. And as you continue your journey, something amazing will happen. Once you start changing, you'll meet new problems, but also a new you. The fear of change. Every time you decide to grow, something invisible stands in your way, fear. It whispers in your ear, telling you to stay where it's safe, to avoid taking risks, to protect yourself from failure. Fear is powerful because it feels real. It tells you that if you try, you might fail. If you speak up, people might laugh. If you start something new, you might not be good enough. But the truth is, fear doesn't come to stop you. It comes to test you. When you try to leave your comfort zone, fear appears like a shadow. It shows up right before something amazing is about to happen. Think about it. When you do the same things every day, fear is silent because nothing is changing. But when you take one step toward a better life, that's when fear starts to talk. Why? Because growth is near. Let's imagine a simple example. A person wants to speak English with others, but they're afraid. They worry about making mistakes, about being judged, about sounding foolish. So they stay silent. They tell themselves, I'll speak when I'm ready. But ready never comes. Days, months, even years pass, and nothing changes. Their fear wins every time. Now imagine another person in the same situation. They also feel afraid, but they decide to take one small step. Maybe they say a few words to a classmate or greet someone in English. Their heart beats fast, their hands shake, but they do it anyway. That single moment becomes a victory, because courage isn't about being fearless, it's about acting in spite of fear. Fear and courage always live together. You can't separate them. If something makes you afraid, it usually means it's important. Fear shows you where your growth is hiding. When you learn to face fear, you start unlocking your real potential. Think about a butterfly before it can fly. It lives inside a dark cocoon, trapped and still. The moment it tries to break free, the cocoon resists. It's a painful struggle, but that very struggle gives its wings the strength to fly. Without that pressure, the butterfly would never leave the cocoon. In the same way, fear is the pressure that prepares you to grow stronger. Let's look at another story. There was once a young man who wanted to change his life. He dreamed of studying abroad and becoming fluent in English, but he was scared. He thought, what if I fail? What if I don't fit in? What if I can't handle it? So, for a long time, he stayed home and told himself he wasn't ready. One day, he met someone who had already done what he dreamed of doing. That person said something simple. You don't wait for courage to come. You build it by taking one small step. Those words changed him. He decided to apply for a small online English course. He was nervous, but he pressed join. His voice trembled during the first class, but he kept going. Over time, fear lost its power. Each class made him braver. Months later, he could speak naturally, make friends from other countries, and share his ideas confidently. What happened? He didn't destroy fear. He outgrew it. Fear never completely disappears. It will always try to return when you chase something new. But as you grow, your courage becomes stronger than your fear. You begin to see fear differently, not as a wall, but as a signpost. It tells you this is the direction where you will grow. So, when you feel afraid to start something new, a new job, a new skill, or a new language, remember that fear is not a signal to stop. It's a signal that you're heading the right way. If you never feel afraid, it means you're not challenging yourself enough. There's a simple truth that many people forget. Fear is a part of success. Every great person you admire, a leader, an artist, a teacher, even an English speaker, once felt afraid too. The difference is they didn't wait for the fear to disappear. They walked with it. They acted even with shaking hands and uncertain hearts. Think of your own life. What are you afraid to do? Speak English in public? Try something new? Change your routine? Ask yourself this. What if your fear is actually protecting your old life, not your best one? What if fear is the barrier between who you are and who you could become? When you start seeing fear this way, everything changes. You stop avoiding it and start understanding it. You realize fear is not an enemy, but a teacher. It's there to remind you that growth is happening. So, the next time you feel afraid, don't run away. Smile and say, "Thank you for reminding me that I'm growing." Then take that one small step. Send that message. Join that class. Speak that sentence. Apply for that opportunity. Because courage isn't about removing fear. It's about moving forward while fear walks beside you. You don't have to be fearless to grow. You just have to be brave enough to begin. And once you take that first step, you'll see that fear was never as big as it seemed. In the end, courage is not living without fear. It's moving forward even when you're afraid. A new life, beyond comfort. Imagine waking up in the morning feeling alive and full of energy. The sun is shining, birds are singing, and you feel ready to take on the day. This is not a dream. It is the life you can have once you step out of comfort. Life beyond comfort is full of purpose, excitement, and growth. Every small effort you make builds this new reality. Every word you learn, every challenge you face, every step you take moves you closer to your best self. Think back to the old life, the one where you stayed in bed too long, scrolled your phone endlessly, and avoided challenges. That life felt safe, but slowly it created boredom and regret. Days felt the same. You knew you could be more, but fear and laziness kept you trapped. This was comfort, quietly stealing your potential. Now contrast that with the new life. You wake up early, not because you have to, but because you want to. You start the day with energy, knowing that each action matters. You read a book, practice English, or write down your goals. Even small steps feel powerful because they move you forward. Every time you face something hard, you feel stronger. Every time you learn something new, you feel proud. This is the life built by discomfort, a life of growth and purpose. Imagine learning English as part of this new life. At first, it was hard. You struggled with words, grammar, and pronunciation. But every day, you chose effort. You watched videos, practiced speaking, and wrote sentences. Slowly, your skills grew. You could communicate with new people, understand ideas from different countries, and explore opportunities that were impossible before. Learning English became a symbol of your courage, proof that you could face challenges and win. Life beyond comfort is not just about learning or working. It is also about feeling strong inside. When you face challenges, your confidence grows. When you step outside your old limits, you realize that life is bigger than your fears. You begin to dream bigger. You start helping others, sharing your knowledge, and inspiring people around you. Your growth creates a ripple effect. Others see your courage and are motivated to act too. Think of a day in this new life. You wake up early and feel the warmth of the sun. You stretch your body, drink water, and smile because you know this day is yours. You study English for a few minutes, and every word feels like a victory. Later, you help a friend with a problem, or you encourage someone who struggles. Each act makes you feel alive. Each step moves you closer to your goals. You feel purpose in every moment. Contrast this with the old life again. There, mornings were slow and empty. Days passed without meaning. Nights were filled with regret because you knew you could have tried more. The difference is simple. One life follows comfort, the other follows growth. One life feels safe but small. The other feels challenging but full of life. This new life is not about perfection. You will still make mistakes, feel tired, and face challenges. But now, every difficulty is a teacher. Every mistake is a lesson. Every effort is a building block for your future. Life beyond comfort is rich, full, and meaningful because you are in control. You are creating your best self, one step at a time. Now picture your future self. Imagine the person you want to be, confident, skilled, and happy. Imagine speaking English fluently, achieving goals, and living a life of purpose. That version of you is possible. Every small action you take today brings you closer to that future. Every video you watch, every word you learn, every effort you make is a step toward this new life. The life beyond comfort is waiting. It is bright, strong, and full of possibilities. You have the power to leave behind the old habits, the fear, and the excuses. You can embrace, challenge, learn, grow, and create a future you once only dreamed of. Step by step, day by day, effort by effort, you are building this life. You are proving to yourself that discomfort is not your enemy. It is your path. Every small choice adds up, creating a new you who is brave, capable, and unstoppable. Your new life begins with one choice, today. Keep moving forward, keep learning, keep growing. The best version of yourself is waiting beyond comfort, and every action you take brings you closer. The next step, the final one. A reflection on your journey and the legacy you can create from all your effort, courage, and growth. Conclusion and call to action. Welcome back to the heart of this journey. By now, you have seen the truth. Comfort feels good, but it quietly takes more than it gives. Comfort is easy. It invites you to stay in bed, scroll endlessly on your phone, and avoid challenges. In the moment, it feels safe, warm, and peaceful. But in the long run, comfort steals your dreams, your potential, and your chance to live a meaningful life. Every day spent only in comfort is a day lost. Lost opportunities, lost growth, lost strength. Contrast this with discomfort. Discomfort is hard. It pushes you to wake up early, to study when you are tired, to face fears, and to try new things. It feels uncomfortable because it asks more from you. It challenges your habits, your excuses, and sometimes even your confidence. But here is the secret. Discomfort is also the teacher of life. It builds strength, courage, and wisdom. It stretches your mind, grows your skills, and shapes your character. Every small step outside comfort is a brick in the foundation of your future. Think about the person who wants to speak English. At first, it is uncomfortable. Making mistakes feels embarrassing. Learning grammar feels confusing. Speaking feels slow. Many give up here. But those who choose discomfort, even one small step a day, slowly grow. They practice, they learn, they try, and they improve. Months later, they can speak confidently. What felt impossible becomes natural. This is how discomfort builds not only skill, but also confidence. Life beyond comfort is full of joy and purpose. Imagine waking up early and feeling proud of the day ahead. Imagine learning something new every day, a word, a skill, or a helpful habit. Imagine helping others with your knowledge and growing together. Every time you choose challenge over ease, you create a life full of energy, meaning, and progress. You move from being a spectator in life to being a participant, an active creator of your story. Now take a moment to think about your own life. Where are you choosing comfort? What small, uncomfortable step could you take today? Maybe it is waking up 15 minutes earlier. Maybe it is learning one new English word. Maybe it is speaking to someone. Even if you feel shy, the exact step doesn't matter. What matters is that you take it. Each step builds momentum. Each action adds strength. Each choice moves you closer to your best self. Remember, growth is not instant. Transformation does not happen overnight. But when you commit to small acts of courage every day, you become unstoppable. The person you will be in a year, 5 years, or 10 years depends on the choices you make today. Every effort counts. Every moment matters. You are the architect of your future. Discomfort is your tool. Your courage is your weapon. Don't wait for motivation to appear. It often comes after action, not before. Start with one small step now. Take the action that feels slightly scary or challenging. You will feel fear, but that fear is a signal that you are on the right path. Courage is not living without fear. Courage is moving forward even when you are afraid. Every choice you make against comfort builds a stronger, wiser, and more capable you. Life is a journey, and comfort will always try to slow you down. But every person who has achieved great things knows this truth. The easy path leads to regret. The hard path leads to success. The small sacrifices you make today, studying, practicing, learning, challenging yourself, create a life of fulfillment, strength, and freedom. The struggles you face now will become the victories you celebrate tomorrow. So, take a deep breath and make one choice today. Step out of comfort. Try one thing you've been avoiding. Learn one new word, complete one small task, or start a positive habit. This is how your future grows, how your dreams become real, and how your best self emerges. The path is not always smooth, but it is always worth it. And if you want to keep growing and learning English through powerful stories, subscribe to Read and Learn English. Your future starts today. Don't let comfort stop you. Every small action you take builds your courage, your skill, and your life. The choice is yours. Step into challenge, embrace discomfort, and create a life you can be proud of. Your transformation begins now.